I'm good enough. Grabbing my think about shit that I shouldn't have. So I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cat. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like.
Try this hack if you have cakey makeup. Pores on nose and forehead grow upwards, so apply your foundation downwards. Pores on face grow downwards, so apply foundation upwards. Pores on nose is bigger, so rub foundation like applying moisturizer. And dab foundation as usual using sponge. Here's the result with iPhone camera. Learn something. Follow for more.
If you want your makeup to look very put together, grab a little bit of concealer and then grab whatever lipstick you're going to be using that day and mix those two together. This is going to be your blush and it's going to look so beautifully cohesive with your makeup. Thank me later.
I've been in the makeup industry for over 10 years. Today I'm going to tell you my favorite makeup tips and tricks. Prepping the skin. For a glowy finish, always make sure you're hydrating the skin before foundation. If you crease a lot, you want to make sure you avoid adding too much hydration in those areas, and you can add a blurring smoothing primer in the areas that you crease. I like to press in any type of mattifying primer. To get an airbrush finish, stipple on your foundation in layers. The more layers you add, the longer your foundation's going to last. Stippling with a sponge gives you less coverage. Stippling with a brush gives you more coverage. Pull your concealer in an upward motion to give your eye and your face a lift. Always blend out any creases before you set your makeup, even on your eyelids. Warm tones are for bronzing, cool tones are for contouring and sculpting. You want to apply warm tones anywhere the sun would naturally hit your face, like your temples, nose, the upper parts of your cheekbone. It gives you the glow. Apply your cool tones anywhere you want to sculpt. While blending out your neck area, you want to make sure not to bring the sculpt up to the chin. Keep it down below. You always want to blend your bronzer upwards so you don't get muddy down here. That can drag your face down lower. For youthful look, add cream blush and always blend up. Don't bake if you have dry under eyes. I recommend just tapping on setting powder. However, baking will prolong the wear of makeup. It will also give your under eye a super bright look. I like to set the areas that I crease with extra powder. If you're adding powder products on top of your cream products, make sure to stipple so you're not moving around your cream products.
Sis, if every time you do your makeup, you look in the mirror and something looks off, you can just never get it to look perfect, then I'm about to put you on to the top makeup tips that literally changed my makeup. My makeup was looking horrible before this. Number one, you do not need a ton of makeup to get a fully covered flawless base. Like, you just do not. Start out by covering any marks on your face with a little bit of full coverage concealer and then let that sit on your face and let it dry down. This way you can actually pinpoint the exact places on your face that need coverage instead of caking on multiple layers of foundation. This is no hate to my girlies who love a good caked on, layered on foundation vibe. Like, I love you guys. I personally love that as well. But for my everyday, I don't like my makeup to look super cakey. So covering specific spots is going to allow you to use less foundation, and foundation layered on gets cakey. Mary Phillips' little underpainting thing is really that girl. I find that it honestly is the best way to apply your makeup and not have it be cakey. Like, I don't like a cakey base, and this is the best way by far. Going back to the little spots that we covered up with concealer, you're literally gonna tap around in circular motions, just to blend out the product, but you're not gonna go over the actual bump. You wanna leave the product on the bump, but just blend it out around, if that makes sense. You guys, this one is top tier. Using a concealer as your bronzer shade, because there's coverage in a concealer, very high coverage in a concealer. So if you use it as your bronzer, my problem area where I experience darkness and most of my like pimples and stuff like that is on my cheeks. I'm adding extra coverage while not having to layer on more of a regular colored concealer so that it cakes up. I'll blend out every product on my face either with my fingers or a brush, never with a sponge anymore. I just find that it looks so much better, so much just, I don't know, it just looks so much better when you do it with a brush opposed to a sponge. This Rare Beauty brush has literally changed the game for me when it comes to blending out my concealer. The shape, sorry, it's so dirty. It fits so well in between here and it just blends it out like stunningly. I also urge you to stop using such matte foundations and matte concealers. Like, I know the oily girls are gonna bully me, but like, I have oily skin too, and I also used to be a matte girly. I used to be addicted to it, but it just doesn't look as good, in my personal opinion. Please set your under eye with a pressed powder first. I promise you, it's going to make the world of a difference. Okay, I ran out of time, so I had to just do the rest, but my last tip is waterproof mascara. If your eyelashes are always falling down, then you need a waterproof mascara, girl. You need it because it's gonna hold your curl all day long, I promise. If you need a part 2, let me know. I have tons more tips.
If you wear makeup, watch. Change your whole routine and try this instead. Moisturize first. Then after moisturizing, take some translucent powder. I usually use the Fit Me one, and I just lightly dab it all over my face, not too much. Then take some setting spray. It could be any setting spray. I usually use the NYX one. After the setting spray, take a primer and just put your primer. Also, wait for the setting spray to dry first. Then just put on your foundation and just see what happens and how amazing your fucking makeup is gonna look. And it's gonna stay on 24/7 and it's not gonna crease. It's a technique that's probably still used by so many other people. I heard that it's been used for like a long time, but I just found out about it. And
Makeup hacks I wish I knew as a beginner. When creating a blended look, start with the darker shade. Go from darkest shade to lightest. Then repeat going from darkest to lightest shade until you're satisfied with the blend. Instead of using tape cleanup, blended liner with setting spray or micellar water. To stick on rhinestones, use lash glue. Tweezers can be hard to apply gems. I usually use a stick with a wax tip. For easy lash application, apply glue to the lash band and to your lash line. Squeeze to stick your natural lashes to the strip lashes.